Female, CEO, Jiang Sherman. Just because she glanced at me one more time in the crowd. My salary went from 5,000 to 50,000. From building security guard, I transformed into the female CEO's personal bodyguard. She pinned me hard against the wall, biting my lip until it bled. Her gaze was like fire. You want to resign? Only over my dead body. Suddenly, bullet comments surged across my vision. This idiot supporting male lead. What's so great about his white moonlight? She's not as considerate as CEO Sis. If the supporting male lead dared to kiss her back, CEO Sis would give him her life. CEO Sis, even though she pretends to be fierce, the wronged, reddened corners of her eyes are truly heartbreaking. I muster my courage, look directly at CEO Sis, gentle as water. Then, could you give me a raise? If you dare harass Song Mo again, pack your things and get out tomorrow. Jiang Shimon's deep eyes were chilling. The female employee, Li Jia, her eyes were red-rimmed, utterly wronged. She had only asked Song Mo to help pour a cup of hot water. How did that become harassment? Just as she was about to defend herself, I stepped in front of her. This was already the 28th female employee Jiang Sherman had educated. This kind of behavior made my situation at the company truly awkward. Not only did I have no friends, there was no shortage of pointing and whispering behind my back. The title of Soft Rice Man was definitely stuck to me. I can't take it anymore. I want to resign. Even if the salary is high, I don't want to live so repressed. Suddenly, subtitles flickered in my vision. The supporting male lead is about to resign, right? Then he'll mock CEO Sis relentlessly, call her an old woman, etc., finally causing CEO Sis to completely snap. That's right. After resigning and leaving, the supporting male lead is then locked in the basement by CEO Sis, tortured day and night, finally dying full of hatred. A chill shot from the soles of my feet to the top of my head. The words I was about to say inexplicably turned into, I just want to interact with female colleagues from now on. Jiang Shimon's suppressed, cold, star-like eyes suddenly froze. Her body stiffened, and she stared blankly at me. Ha ha ha. This female supporting character must be ecstatic now. Sob, sob, sob. This is the first time our supporting male lead has spoken so gently to CEO Sis. How could CEO Sis handle it? Sure enough, the decisive and ruthless CEO Sis was even stuttering. Oh, okay. Li Jia, you can leave first. Li Jia fled as if granted amnesty. I tentatively approached the female CEO, suddenly sensing her orchid-like breath coming much faster. Chairman, you sounded so fierce just now. I was a little scared. You should get back to work first. There are many things waiting for you. I tentatively took hold of the edge of her sleeve and guided her towards the chair. The female king of hell of the Jiang group was like a marionette, letting me pull her along step by step, just like a docile kitten. A bullet comment flashed by. The supporting male lead has leveled up. Truly a top-tier cat whisper. Jiang Sherman started working. I sat on a sofa not far away, guarding her closely. Through the bullet comments, I finally understood the whole story. I was living in an overbearing CEO novel. Jiang Sherman was precisely the venomous female supporting character in the story. And I was the tragic supporting male lead, pining for his white moonlight. Coincidentally, my white moonlight was the book's female lead. A bullet comment flashed by. Oh yeah, the sleeve corner touched by the supporting male lead is doomed. She'll definitely have to bathe 800 times tonight. I glanced towards Jiang Sherman. I saw that, while working, she lifted the corner of the sleeve I'd touched to her red lips and kissed it obsessively. I quickly averted my gaze, not daring to look further. To be honest, I didn't like this CEO Sis the readers talked about at all. Arbitrary, domineering, overbearing, aggressive. Every moment with her, I was anxious and cautious. Every time I met her gaze, it felt as if I would be eaten alive the next moment. However, according to the bullet comments descriptions, this Jiang Sherman seemed to feel somewhat differently about me. Finally, the workday was over. Under the envious gaze of the head bodyguard, Jiang Sherman and I got into the back seat of her Rolls-Royce together. I had no choice. It was a request. The car slowly pulled away. Suddenly, my phone rang. A glance showed it was Mom calling. I glanced at Jiang Sherman. She was staring straight ahead. Mustering my courage, I press the answer button. Xiao Mo. Qingqing arrives in Fengcheng tomorrow. Remember to pick her up and help her settle in. She doesn't know anyone or the place, so you, her big brother, need to take good care of her. Mom's voice came through, hurried and energetic. Please, Xiao Mo. Andy Zhang's voice could be heard beside her. Ji Qingqing is my childhood neighbor. We grew up together, childhood sweethearts. I liked her very much. Andy Zhang is Ji Qingqing's mother. I nodded repeatedly. Don't worry, I'll handle it. Then I hung up the phone. Instantly, I felt the space around me turn icy cold, deep and dark. Turning my head, I met Jiang Shimon's eyes, cold, sharp, and filled with killing intent. The bullet comments flooded the screen. He's screwed. This male supporting character is practically asking for death, talking about taking care of his childhood sweetheart right in front of the CEO's sister. Seriously, he probably won't see tomorrow's sun. Exactly, because he'll be locked in the basement. Seeing Jiang Shimon's bottomless eyes again, my scalp tingled and the hairs on my skin stood on end. However, a life-saving bullet comment appeared. CEO's sister has cervical spondylosis. It hurts after sitting for a long time. Wonder if the male supporting character massaging her neck could pull her back from the brink of going crazy. My palms were trembling slightly. Finally, I went for it. The timid starve, the bold gorge themselves. CEO's sister, is your neck uncomfortable? Let me massage it for you. Before I finished speaking, my hand was already on the back of her neck, kneading. The smooth skin made my heart skip a beat. Jiang Shimon's tense body relaxed in an instant. Her pupils dilated wide. Her expression cold. She asked, "What are you doing?" The bullet comments flew across the screen. Holy crap. The male supporting character finally gets it. He even called her CEO's sister. She must be about to pass out from happiness. Totally. Her body's trembling. Her ears are red. Man, we're getting a huge dose of public display of affection. The female lead is a full 10 years older than the male supporting character. He could call her Annie. Calling her sister is just devastatingly effective. She's still pretending. Anyone can see the enjoyment and desire in her eyes. Her nails are practically digging through the seat. Haha. Sigh. The white moonlight's impact is too strong. CEO's sister's first love was killed by a car right before her eyes. Imagine the pain. The male supporting character looks too much like him. He's destined never to escape CEO's sister's clutches in this lifetime. So that's how it is. I'm just a substitute. Am I destined to live in her shadow my whole life? I felt unwilling, but after thinking it over, I was powerless. I can only take it one step at a time. Is the pressure okay? I was nervous wreck. Jiang Shiman bit her red lip, turned her head away, and didn't answer. Remembering the important matter, I could only gather my courage and speak. I'd like to request a day off tomorrow. Jiang Shiman's body tensed instantly. A grim chill brewed in her lowered eyes. I didn't dare delay. Ji Qingqing is just a sister to me, always a sister. My mom asked, so I have to go. As I finished speaking, CEO's sister's eyes softened slightly. Fine. Phew. I finally breathed a sigh of relief. Stop the car. In front of the villa complex gate, CEO's sister spoke. She got out of the car first, then glanced at me. I immediately understood, quickly got out, and came up behind her. The villa complex was vast, with various mansions nestled amidst green hills and clear waters. I followed behind her, strolling forward. Bullet comments appeared, filled with emotion. A shame about the CEO's first love. They used to stroll together, just like this, bound to grow old together. I originally thought the CEO was just a tyrannical demoness, but now I see the soft lines of her face. She looks so gentle. Understanding dawned on me. What would the fate of a substitute be? For a moment, I felt a pang of melancholy. Beep beep. Behind me, a series of urgent honks sounded. I turned to look. A red sports car was speeding towards us. In moments, it stopped beside us. The CEO lowered her gaze, flames smoldering within her eyes. The owner was a young woman, heavily made up, dressed revealingly, with a curvaceous figure. Her gaze never left me. The young woman's red lips curled as she scanned me up and down. Hey, sister, I've taken a liking to this little boy toy of yours. How about lending him to me for a few days? Hearing this, anger instantly surged within me. My previous thoughts of quitting weren't unfounded. I feared exactly this kind of situation. It was a huge blow to my masculine pride. Scram. TC, fine, don't share then. What's with the attitude? The young woman scoffed, then sped away in her car. The CEO watched her depart, her beautiful eyes turbulent, hinting at a simmering hostility. Dinner time. The housekeeper had prepared dinner. The CEO and I sat facing each other. It was utterly silent. The table was laden with my favorite dishes. I had no idea how she knew. Not hungry. Noticing I wasn't eating much, the CEO asked coolly. I gave an awkward smile and nodded, knowing she contemplated locking me in the basement. How could I possibly have an appetite? Instantly, an inexplicable cold light flickered in her eyes, making my legs tremble. The thought of the basement stairs not far behind me filled me with dread. Fortunately, after finishing her meal, she returned to the second floor, allowing me to breathe a sigh of relief. That night, lost in anxious thoughts, I fell into a deep sleep. The next morning, I woke up. I learned the CEO had left early. A wave of relief washed over me. After breakfast, I headed out too. I declined the driver arranged by the butler, opting instead for my own electric scooter. I had ridden only a few hundred meters when I heard piercing screams from up ahead. The voice sounded vaguely familiar. As I got closer, I saw a woman lying on the ground, sobbing uncontrollably. Sob? Whose dog was that? It hurts so much. Several bloody puncture wounds were clearly visible on her fair thigh. Blood was gushing out freely. In the distance, security guards were rushing over. Wasn't this the young woman with the sports car from yesterday? Movement rustled in the nearby bushes. I turned my head and caught a glimpse. Holy shit. Wasn't that Connie, the building security captain's vicious dog? Understanding what had likely happened, I didn't dare linger. I quickly rode away on my scooter. Was she getting revenge for me? Or was this a warning meant for me? The pressure felt immense. The CEO's ruthlessness surpassed imagination. I hastily fled the scene. Half an hour later, I arrived at the foot of an apartment building. This was the meeting spot I'd arranged with Ji Qingqing. It was where I used to live. Since I became her personal bodyguard and moved into the villa, the apartment had sat empty. It was perfect for Ji Qingqing. Not far off, a young woman in a white dress, dragging 2 large suitcases, waved at me. The bullet comment arrived. Whoa, the female lead's here. So cute and pure, like a cherry blossom petal. I just want to snuggle her. That chubby baby face, pinching it would feel amazing. No man could resist. The male supporting character is doomed. He'll definitely rekindle old feelings for the female lead, and then the CEO will. Hey. Ooh. I think the female lead is pretty cold too. Later on, when she found out the male supporting character was locked in the basement, she didn't try to save him, just left him to his fate. The words in the bullet comments were like a basin of cold water poured over me, soaking me from head to toe and chilling me to the bone. If I were locked up, Qingqing wouldn't save me even if she found out? For a moment, my thoughts were chaotic. Brother Mo, what are you thinking about? A sweet voice pulled me back to reality. Ji Qingqing's fair, delicate hand waved before my eyes. I composed myself, looking into Ji Qingqing's big, blinking eyes, feeling dazed for a moment. I got my emotions under control. Let's go. We'll check out your new place first. I took her suitcase and said with a smile. Ji Qingqing rolled her eyes and humphed. Brother Mo, why have you become so distant? I looked awkward at a loss for words. 10th floor. Down the corridor, straight to 1016. I cleaned everything before I left. You could just move right in. Oh, right. Brother Mo, where are you living now? And where do you work? My head instantly throbbed. I didn't know how to answer. I couldn't very well say I was the personal bodyguard for a female CEO, becoming what others would call a kept man, could I? Not daring to answer, I hurriedly opened the door. Click. The door opened. The next moment, my pupils dilated as I met a pair of cold eyes. The bullet comments chattered wildly. Ha ha, dying laughing. The male supporting character didn't actually think CEO Sis would let him go meet his childhood sweetheart privately, did he? To drama stuffing. The female supporting character and the female lead meet for the first time. Wonder what sparks will fly. Actually, I still prefer CEO Sis. Even though she's insecure, gloomy, and possessive, at least she's sexy, charming, has a strong older sister aura, and is completely devoted to the male supporting character. So what? In the end, doesn't she fall for the male lead and end up with her family ruined and dead? What are you doing here? After reading the bullet comments, my mind was a mess. Who is the male lead? How could he be so powerful? Who is she? Ji Qingqing looked at the elegant, refined, and frosty Jiang Sherman, astonishment on her face. Seeing me, standing there dumbfounded, a flash of understanding crossed her eyes. Seizing the moment, she quickly took my arm and said with a beaming smile, "Who is this, sister? You're so beautiful." Suddenly, I noticed Sis's eyes fixed on my arm. They were dark and deep, as if black flames were erupting within them. For some reason, I felt a trace of aversion towards Ji Qingqing. After all, she hadn't been nearly this affectionate when we just met downstairs. "This is my boss." I could only force myself to explain. Ji Qingqing raised an eyebrow. "Oh, so she's your boss." In that instant, Jiang Shimon's eyes seemed to freeze over, sharp enough to pierce through anything. Her slender eyebrows knitted tightly together, forming a deep furrow between them, as if hiding boundless fury. The male supporting character is courting death. Even the gods can't save him now. Calling her boss in front of his childhood sweetheart? He's so dead. She's also the person I like. I want to pursue her. Instantly, the world went silent. CEO Sis's anger turned to joy. Striding forward in her high heels, her gaze burned. First, she swatted Ji Qingqing's hand away, then pushed her out the door. Coming later, as the door closed, my heart rate sped up. I was pinned against the wall. Jiang Shimon's face was inches away. Her skin flawless, her features graceful, stunningly beautiful. I'm happy to tell you, your pursuit was successful. My pupils trembled. Wrong. Something's definitely wrong here. The male supporting character is supposed to turn into a total simp when he sees the female lead and then get brutally dealt with by CEO Sis. The female lead gets kicked out and sulks? Is this how a female lead should be treated? She's supposed to have all the men in the world revolving around her. Could it be? The male supporting character NPC has gained awareness. Holy crap, CEO Sis is bold. That's right, Jiang Sherman was truly bold. My lips were covered by softness, yielding completely. Somehow, a wave of heat took over my body. In an instant, I took the lead, only stopping when I couldn't catch my breath. At this moment, Jiang Sherman was as radiant as a flower, leaving me momentarily stunned. Take this card. Use it however you want. A black card was placed by her into my jacket pocket. A surge of anger brewed within me. What does she take me for? I reached out and took the black card out. The supporting male character really can't change his ways. For that useless male pride, he rejects an unlimited black card, always dreaming of working hard with the female lead, striving together, creating a beautiful future. But the female lead is solely focused on marrying someone rich and handsome. She doesn't have eyes for him at all. If you ask me, the dumbest person in the whole book is the supporting male character, right? I'm so envious of this guy. I wish I could take his place. Having such an understanding and divinely beautiful older sister figure, it's beyond my wildest dreams. I'd happily let her take everything, money and more. My God, Bodhisattva, do you know how hard it is to earn money in society? Sobs, I just can't make money. Even my wife ran off with someone else. Damn supporting male character. Mail the card to me. I'll help you use it. The most important thing is, in the eyes of the CEO older sister, he's not just some disposable little puppy, but a lover she wants to spend her life with. The flood of comments surged, leaving me stunned. Then I looked at Jiang Shimon's face, which was gradually turning cold. I stammered awkwardly. How about you give me a raise instead? This. The CEO older sister's anger turned to joy. Take this. Your salary will still be raised. All right then. I stuffed the black card back into my pocket. Shocked. I suspect he saw our comments. Get out of here, you're crazy. Maybe the damn author had a change of heart and swapped the main characters. Regarding Ji Qingqing, I'll handle it. You don't need to worry. The CEO older sister reverted to her icy demeanor. I opened the door and came out. I saw Ji Qingqing, head tilted, silent. My expression was awkward. Although I knew from the comments that Ji Qingqing had no eyes for me, ultimately, it hadn't happened yet. The CEO older sister stuffed a business card into her hand. You can go find him right now. He needs an assistant. Just say I recommended you. On the business card. Huan Yu CEO Yao Yinhao. Holy crap, the plot really changed. The female lead skipped the part about working in a cake shop and catching the eye of the overbearing CEO. She's going straight to being the male lead's assistant. My brow twitched. The male lead, Yao Yinhao. Seeing the information on the card, Ji Qingqing instantly cheered with delight. Thank you, sister. Ji Qingqing spoke sweetly. Finally, she said goodbye to me and hurried off. I watched her retreating figure, sighing inwardly. The comments were right. She would never endure hardship with me. She wanted to climb to a higher branch. Her reaction just now after seeing the business card made everything clear. I followed Jiang Sherman back home. Again, there was a large table full of my favorite dishes. This time, she didn't sit opposite me, but directly beside me. Her sweet fragrance filled the air, making me afraid to move carelessly. Mealtime was as quiet as ever. For the whole day, the two of us just stayed like that. The words exchanged between us didn't exceed 10 sentences. Because only I understood. The comments made me slightly change my perspective, but it wasn't that I had truly fallen in love with her. The things I said were entirely out of fear of my own miserable fate. But Jiang Sherman didn't care whether I spoke or not. It seemed that just being quietly together with me was a kind of happiness for her. Time passed. Every day, I stayed by Jiang Sherman's side. A month passed quickly. During this time, her supervision over me relaxed considerably. Sometimes, she would let me go out on my own. At the same time, my perception of this CEO older sister improved greatly, and I discovered her good qualities. Meticulous in her work, her social circle was very clean, and she was incredibly considerate towards me. Slowly, I also grew accustomed to this kind of life. One day, I received a call from Ji Qingqing. "Whoa, Brother Mo, I fell down, my foot hurts so much. Can you come pick me up today?" Without a second thought, I exchanged a brief word with Jiang Sherman and hurried off. Although I understood things were impossible between Ji Qingqing and me anymore. But given our family's relationship, I still had to help with this small favor. Completely oblivious to Jiang Sherman's deep gaze behind me. Huan Yu Building. Ji Qingqing came out limping. I quickly went forward to support her. "Brother Mo, can you carry me? I can't walk properly." After saying this, Ji Qingqing wrapped her arms around my neck. Not thinking much of it, I squatted down and lifted her into my arms. "Sorry to trouble you, Brother Mo." Ji Qingqing, nestled in my arms, smiled sweetly. Suddenly, a fist flew towards me from the side. Before I could react, my nose grew hot and 2 streams of blood flowed down. "Let go of her." The voice was ice cold, laced with hidden fury. My hands instinctively let go, letting Ji Qingqing land on her feet. I covered my nose and looked over. A man was staring at me with bloodshot eyes. The man had sharp features, as if meticulously carved by a master sculptor. His stern lines looked even harsher in the interplay of light and shadow. "Yao Yinhao, are you insane? Why did you hit my friend?" Ji Qingqing pouted, glaring fiercely yet cutely at the man who had hit me. So he was the male lead, Yao Yinhao. He strode over, pulled Ji Qingqing directly into his embrace, his gaze possessive. "Let me tell you, you are my woman. No one else can touch you. Let me go. It's none of your business." "Whoa, let go, you're hurting me." Ji Qingqing struggled constantly, yet seemed so powerless. Yao Yinhao ignored her. "I know you're angry with me, but I've already rejected the arranged marriage. The only one I love is you for my entire life." As soon as the words left his mouth, he kissed Ji Qingqing. Gradually, she stopped struggling. She even began to respond fervently. Didn't see that coming. The female lead is actually quite the schemer, using the male supporting character to provoke the male lead, then letting things fall into place naturally. No kidding. Honestly, you can't blame the male supporting character this time. He was completely set up by Ji Qingqing and even got punched for nothing. Watching the two embrace and kiss before me, then seeing the words on the bullet comments, something inside my heart instantly shattered. I understood. It was the friendship Ji Qingqing and I shared in our youth. In truth, I had long stopped harboring any illusions about her, but I never imagined she would hurt me. Ji Qingqing was carried away by Yao Yinhao just like that. From beginning to end, she didn't spare me a single glance. I don't know why. At this moment, I missed the president's sister immensely. Feeling somewhat dejected, I walked towards my little electric scooter, only to see Jiang Sherman, her gaze as sharp as a knife. The male supporting character is really unlucky, caught carrying the female lead by the president's sister right at this moment, even though he's completely innocent. One can only say the power of the plot is too strong. Even though the male supporting character seems to have gained some awareness, he still couldn't escape provoking the president's sister. Why did you touch another woman? All along, you've liked this little bitch, haven't you? Fine. Then how about I kill Yao Yinhao and let you two be together? The air around the president's sister grew heavy, like an impending storm with thunder and lightning. Although looking at my nose, her eyes showed extreme heartache. She forced herself not to approach. She had been standing far away earlier, likely unaware of the full situation. After speaking, she turned and walked away. I was startled, knowing that once she left, my fate would surely be incredibly miserable. President's sister, it hurts. President's sister, can you hold me? I touched my nose, feeling utterly wronged. Jiang Sherman's steps abruptly halted. She turned and ran towards me. Although her face remained cold, she gently wiped the blood from under my nose with her own sleeve. I, in turn, pulled her into a tight embrace, burying my head in the fragrant curve of her neck before planting a kiss there. President's sister, won't you give me a chance to explain? In an instant, I felt her body go limp in my arms. If not for my tight hold, she might have collapsed. My heart swelled with joy, and I hurried to explain. President's sister, I only came to help because of our past friendship. I never expected she would use me as a tool to provoke Yao Yinhao. From now on, I'm cutting all ties with her. No more connections, no more involvement. And President's sister, I really, really like you. The moment the words left my lips, Jiang Sherman pushed herself free from my embrace. She cupped my face, her starry eyes glistening. Then I'll have to verify that. With that, she pressed her lips to mine, completely disregarding the blood still staining my mouth. My heart raced. I responded fervently, as if trying to meld her into my very being. Only when my nose began bleeding again did she panic, her beautiful face paling as she rushed me to the hospital for emergency treatment. Ow, wow. President's sister has turned into a little kitten now, her eyes only on the male lead. So sweet. My brain can't process this. Weren't the male and female leads at each other's throats the moment they met? How do we get to this sugar-coated scene? Could he really be seeing the bullet comments? It sounds supernatural, but we might as well test it. It's not like it costs anything. Tell the male lead that soon, Huan Yu Group will face a financial crisis. President's sister will be targeted by Yao Yinhao, who'll drug her, and then, well, in the end, she'll have no choice but to submit to him, even handing over her company. Horrified, I tightened my hold on President's sister, who was leaning against my shoulder, and resolved to stay by Jiang Sherman's side at all times from now on. I had to admit it. I'd truly fallen for this woman. Her eyes held only me. Her love was mine alone, and she gave me everything she could. What more could I possibly want? Even if I was just a substitute. So what? I was real. I was the one who truly had her now. That was enough. During this time, the employees of the Jiang Corporation noticed a change in their female president. No longer cold and domineering, she had become gentle and sweet. When staff made mistakes, she dismissed them with a soft word. No harsh reprimands, only tolerance and care. The moment they saw me by her side, speaking softly to her, they immediately understood it was my influence. Their impression of me improved drastically. It seemed this little puppy's presence was a blessing for everyone. I, too, sensed a shift in atmosphere, and the lingering unease in my heart vanished completely. Will you marry me? President's sister knelt on one knee, holding out a diamond ring, her damp eyes gazing up at me. The dreamlike scene left me dizzy. Wah, this damn male lead is too infuriating. I wish I could take his place. He should thank his parents for giving him a face nearly identical to President's sister's white moonlight. A billionaire queen kneeling to propose. What did he do to deserve this? TSK, TSK. Who knows how the plot will develop now? Everything's gone completely off script. Just wait until tomorrow's dinner between President's sister and Yao Yinhao. Sigh. Envy and resentment flooded the comments. The last line snapped me back to reality. I knelt as well, helping her up before switching places. I slid the ring on her finger, then placed one on my own. At that moment, an indescribable ripple passed between us. I knew this was love, and we both felt it. The next day, night, the top floor of the Aglai Hotel. Jiang Sherman and Yao Yinhao sat across from each other, and Ji Qingqing and I stood behind the two of them, respectively. Miss Jiang, Huanyu Group, is completely sincere about this collaboration. We possess the nation's top-tier technology for this product. As long as the Jiang Group invests the funds, we will definitely make a fortune. Come, let me toast you. Yao Yinhao held his wine glass, his gaze sincere. It had to be said, in his eyes, Jiang Sherman, based on looks alone, was a rare stunner. But this kind of woman was only suitable for the bedroom, not suitable to be a wife. Only someone naive and sweet like Ji Qingqing was what he needed. That way, he could control everything. Jiang Sherman swirled the wine glass, looking at the crimson liquid inside, a playful smile appearing on her face. All right, before Yao Yinhao could speak. But there's one condition. Yao Yinhao's gaze was sharp. He first took a sip himself. Feel free to state it. I'll agree to any condition. Jiang Sherman's eyes suddenly sharpened. She pointed at me, standing nearby, a ruthless expression on her face. Let him punch you twice. What do you mean? Yao Yinhao's face darkened, his gaze falling on me. I had a cold smile, non-committal. President Jiang stood up, her eyes like two cold beams, piercing towards Yao Yinhao. You punched my beloved once last time. Shouldn't you pay it back double? Don't worry. As long as you fulfill this condition, the Jiang family's funds will be within your grasp. Hearing this, Yao Yinhao fell silent. Instead, Ji Qingqing beside him flew into a rage, her large eyes staring fixedly at me. Brother Mo, Yinhao is the person I love most. If you dare hit him, I'll never speak to you again. If it were the old me, I definitely would have fallen for that. Feeling President Jiang's gaze, I ignored her completely and looked instead at Yao Yinhao, making Ji Qingqing puff out her cheeks in anger. Seeing my reaction, President Jiang showed a satisfied smile. Fine, I agree. Yao Yinhao stood up and walked straight towards me. He had no choice either. The group's funding chain was about to break, and even the technological capability he mentioned was just a bluff to get something for nothing. All he sought today was simply to gain complete control over this woman, Jiang Sherman. He secretly vowed that soon he would make both of them wish they were dead. I didn't hold back. Amidst Ji Qingqing's screams, I landed two solid punches right on Yao Yinhao's nose. Instantly, blood spurted from his nose. Ji Qingqing ran over to hug him, tears streaming down her face. Song Mo, I hate you. I didn't even lift my eyelids, just grunted and oh. With great difficulty, Yao Yinhao managed to stop the nosebleed. He looked at Jiang Sherman, forcing a smile as he raised his glass again. Here's to our happy collaboration. Hearing this, President Jiang shook her head and let out a sneer. I heard there's something in this wine. Yao Yinhao's expression changed drastically. What do you mean? I don't understand. President Jiang abruptly stood up, a cruel curve pulling at her lips. I have to say, you've got some nerve daring to plot against even me. If it weren't for Amos' warning, I might have really fallen into your trap. Let me tell you, Yao Yinhao, I will make sure your Huanyu Group is utterly destroyed, leaving no trace. That's right. Yesterday, I told President Jiang to be careful of Yao Yinhao, lying that I had a dream, and even told her the content from the bullet comments. She actually believed me unconditionally, which moved me deeply. President Jiang raised both hands and clapped twice. A group of men in black rushed in. In their hands, they carried over a dozen bodyguards, beaten horrifically. They were Yao Yinhao's men. Before Yao Yinhao could speak, she ordered arrogantly, beat him hard, then throw him out onto the street for me. Yes, in the end, Yao Yinhao was beaten black and blue, barely breathing, and amidst Ji Qingqing's weeping, he was thrown onto the street by the men in black. Inside the private room, only President Jiang and I were left. Sister, don't you? Under my worried gaze, President's sister downed the red wine in her glass. President's sister's eyes curved into crescents, her red lips curled. Her fair hand shot out, grabbed my tie, and yanked me violently towards her. The sharp fragrance of wine assailed my senses. She parted her vermilion lips, her voice clear, yet carrying a perfectly fitting hint of huskiness. Every word seemed to carry invisible hooks, tightly seizing my heart. Do you know, every night, I wait for someone, but he's as timid as a mouse and never dares approach. Now, there's an aphrodisiac poison in this wine. So, I ask you, will you save me or not? President's sister's pupils were dark and bright as lacquer, hiding endless affection. The poison seemed to take effect, lending her an air both pitifully appealing and utterly captivating. The bullet comments flew across the screen. WTF, I absolutely love President's sister's personality. Dares to act and take responsibility, bold and proactive, unlike that damn male supporting character, so weak and indecisive. Exactly. President's sister, I love you. Please, heavens, grant me a sister like this. I really don't want to struggle anymore. Huh, why did the screen go black? Damn it. Male supporting character, you won't die a good death. How dare they black out the screen? Is my Supreme VIP fake? Damn platform. Are you looking down on me? Who cares about that measly amount of money? This night, for me, was shocking, immersive, and utterly inescapable. Holding President's sister, I felt an unprecedented happiness and satisfaction. Later, we married and had children. It all happened naturally. To outsiders, I might seem like a little milk dog, a kept man, but only I know President's sister is just a clingy little kitten. Epilogue. Huanyu Group, 3 months after that meeting, collapsed suddenly, without any warning. Ji Qingqing kicked the now homeless Yao Yinhao to the curb. She kept up her naive and sweet persona, chasing after an overbearing Se. Unfortunately, she encountered a fake CEO, was swindled out of everything she had, and ended up pregnant and utterly devastated. Of course, I knew whose handiwork this was, but I didn't care in the slightest. How could outsiders be more important than my President's sister? Besides them, the most miserable one had to be the damn author of this book. Waking up one day, they felt like the sky had fallen. Who changed my novel? Thinking they'd encountered a ghost, they moved out and fled overnight.